Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Dunces N Dragons, a podcast where I take my 6 idiot friends and drop them into a fantasy realm. My name is John, and I'm your dunce master, and I'm joined by...
Juan.
Estebana.
Caleb.
Amber.
Lorra.
Dustin.
And with that out of the way, let's jump into today's episode. It's a new morning, and you all awake, groggy after last night's escapade. You hear the sounds of banging pans and the smell of fresh bread wafts into your nostrils as you wake up. Do you all go downstairs and see what is what, I imagine?
Of course.
Everybody's nodding.
So you go downstairs, Juan?
Oh, I take myself a nice stretch and just meander down the stairs.
Estebana?
I'm barely waking up.
I'm already down there.
Amber?
I'm hungry as
I fall down the stairs.
In typical Lorra fashion.
Who dared to rob? I roll to stab
Oh, God.
with breakfast.
So,
fork.
downstairs, the bartender is making breakfast, and the tavern portion of the inn is teeming with people. He sees you all enter, points vaguely at a table that's empty in a direction, and you assume you all can take your seat at that table.
Right on, roll up, pull out the chair, kick my short little self up in there.
Alright, so you guys sit down at the table, and
I sit on the table.
And, well,
some sit
To
on
a-
the table.
That's a
To
power
assert
move
dominance.
right there. Yeah.
Okay.
T-posing.
Aggressively T-posing.
Dustin behind you.
Aggressively dabbing.
So, Gary walks over. Gary is the bartender.
Damn, that's a name.
I don't think you guys ever actually
Wait,
asked
was
his
he the
name.
guy that snitched?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, do you
he
have his
walks
name?
over. He walks over carrying a couple plates of eggs, fresh bread, and sausage, and he places them down in front of you guys. And then in front of you, Dustin. In front of you, he puts a bowl of cold porridge.
Oof.
I rolled a
I'm
stealth.
gonna give him.
Go
He's gonna
for it.
steal other
Or
people's
how
food.
about you chill the hell out?
Oh, I'm gonna rob this man's pantry fucking empty. I paid my money.
No, just
I'm
steal.
getting my due.
Wait,
due
but
reward.
we're getting a new package. Like,
Don't steal my don't steal my fucking breakfast.
I'm
Steal
stealing
theirs.
I'm stealing the man's pantry. I'm going over, sneak on over.
And as
You find raw eggs.
as he hands you
I
the
eat
porridge,
them.
as he hands you the plate of cold porridge, he looks at you and goes, "I'm so sorry. I ran out of other breakfast items as I was meandering through serving everyone else. You guys arrived down here a little late, but
He's
this was
lying.
all I had left."
He's lying because I'm the only one that caused a ruckus.
Roll an insight check.
Yeah, check.
11.
oof.
Yeah, it's not very solid.
He is
He's
pretty
gotta roll
hard
his-
to read.
He's gotta roll his damn.
I'm gonna roll the same.
I could roll for you, but I don't think
Okay.
I can.
Could we
I
just
got an
give him
11
a
too.
small
You
piece
cursed
of
me.
our plates?
I ain't sharing. If there's anything left over, he can have it, but I ain't gonna give him any before I leave.
These
I
grits
already
sure are
said
warm and
that I would
buttery.
Give you mine.
I'm not.
I'll trade you. Give me some porridge.
Cold. Why is it cold? Everybody else shit hot. Why is mine cold? Throw this bitch on a skittle.
They don't
I
have
ran out.
microwaves.
I ran out of firewood.
Don't look afraid. I'll go get you some. I go and get him firewood, and I leave the cold porridge, and I literally spend. I take a 20, and I go get him firewood. And I make him heat.
20. Roll athletics to chop down a tree, I guess.
Where's
Or
the- where's
to
the-
find
Just
firewood.
snap
No,
branches.
Well, all of them are below 5, or so.
So you gather a couple of fresh branches and you take them back into the very small, very spindly branches. More so a
Twigs.
bundle of twigs.
Hey, enough to heat some porridge. It sounds like.
So you walk back into the place and you see that most of them are finished with their breakfast at this point.
Hungry.
I'm not. I'm a slow eater.
I'm enjoying this decadent breakfast.
You sound like Keith from the Try Guys.
Anyways,
Continuing.
I paid my money. I need. What is?
A
Before I need most of my money back. That's not a.
No.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna blindly. And
This is all I had left. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it.
Okay, well then I need my money back. At least 2 silver's worth back. All I did was sleep in a room. I'm not gonna eat your porridge. I hand him back the porridge.
The room itself is worth 3 silver.
You said room and food were included.
And beer.
I've given you food.
Some slime ass porridge. And it just so happens that I'm the only one that gets it. Feels a little bit like you're hoeing me.
Almost
That's fine.
I apologize that you feel that way, but it really is how this worked out.
Would
That's
he
fine.
understand that
I got
phrase?
Being hoed out.
You owing me.
That's fine.
Why are you
I got
talking about
plans.
gardening
Let's go.
tools?
I dump his porridge on the floor and I leave. I'm not eating.
Sir, that's rude.
You know what?
He calls after you as you guys you walk out.
Yeah, I'm fucking leaving.
are
I'm
you
trying to
guys
flip a
still
table
there?
too. Fuck them.
Yeah.
bitch.
Book this
You're
shit
all
out
you're all
now.
leaving.
Yes.
Fuck
Yeah.
this shit, wear it out.
Okay, so you guys walk
This
out.
is bogus today.
If you remember, Eldon at the general store has the supplies that Brion, the priest, promised you.
But yeah, Dustin didn't want to talk to him.
The priest?
No.
Any of them,
Elden.
he's...
What was the issue that you had with him last time? Was he creepy or something? Or
Oh, I didn't
I
have an
remember.
issue. We just didn't need to go there. We just sat around and discovered that we already knew that he was going to be giving us stuff today, and if there was anything that we could buy at that point in time, and he didn't have
No.
anything, so there was no point to go see him. There was no real issue I had with either him or the priest guy, who I bamboozled into somewhat believing that I'm
It was an
messenger
awkward
of the
interaction.
deity. The only person I have salt on and against is the
Is the
damn
bartender.
innkeeper.
So confrontational.
Mm.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Decadent.
Come on.
I'm keeping the voice. You can't stop me.
Well,
Trying
mean,
to
you
keep my
kinda
dice
can.
back into a minimum too.
I can kill you.
He's just gonna delete him.
I'm just gonna force ghost back.
So, you guys leave the tavern / inn. I guess you make your way to Eldon's, Ben.
Correct.
Yeah, we're gonna go get the equipment.
time to get set up.
So you guys walk in and he's standing there. He's a fairly elderly gentleman. His hairline's receding. The remaining amount of his hair is somewhere between gray and white. He's wearing a leather apron and thick leather gloves, indicative of smithing. And he looks at you and he goes, good morning. It's the travelers that were here to pick up things, I believe. Yes?
Yeah.
Gear and supplies of some sort. And Brion told me of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I've custom made cloaks depicting kind of what's inside. Let me get them. And he goes into a little door behind the counter and comes back with a small cart, and he places packages on top of the countertop. And he puts one on the counter, and it's wrapped in like a velvet blue sapphire cloth. He puts another one on the counter that's in the same kind of velvet, but it's crimson red. He puts another one on the counter that's very deep purple, like a royal purple. He puts another one on the counter that's a midnight black. One more gets placed on the counter that's green and flecked with brown. And one more gets placed that's wrapped in a white cloth with gold filigree on it. And he goes, it's up to you which one you all want to take. Once you decide, I can tell you a little bit about what's in them. But it's up to you.
Which one looks the most wizardy?
You need the one with the gap.
I'd say probably the blue one.
There's two
I'm
ones.
gonna take the blue one.
There's-
Take a look at it.
The
Wait.
royal blue, the sapphire blue.
Sapphire blue. Let's go.
Okay, so you pick up the blue one and you unfold it. And inside you see a book, a small pouch containing things you've never really seen before, various herbs, and different like materials and stuff. Underneath it are some sheets of paper, a well of ink, and a quill. Basically, what's inside it are the component. It's a component pouch, and your wizard's tome that you write spells in, as well as 25 sheets of paper that you can use to write spells on, and whatever else it says in your equipment currently.
Nice.
Who's gonna take a package next?
I take a package.
Hey, let go.
Wrong package.
Which one do you take?
The one that belongs to me, probably the black one.
The hairy one.
Okay, so you open it and you find it's a black cloak with a pair of daggers,
Yep, that's mine.
a small set of leather armor.
Yep.
As you guys are opening these, he's like, well, you see, obviously I couldn't have made all of these overnight. That'd be quite the heroic feat for myself to craft such an array of weaponry and leather armor and cloaks and whatnot in the mere 12 hours since you've managed to make it to town. Previously, there were a group of travelers who stopped by here to on their way towards their goal. They ended up staying here for about a month, just clearing the outlanding forests of beasts and things that were harming passerbys and farmers in the area, and they died defending the city from a trio of dire bears.
Ooh, this city?
Yes.
Oh, so we're not helping them out in any way, shape, or form. We're leaving immediately.
Just go bounce.
So, you, what did you say your name was?
Dustin.
I've packaged in this black cloak the remaining supplies of Therestros. He was a rogue, more comfortable in shadow than daylight, a feeling I imagine you can coincide with.
If you were only here last night at the inn.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Hey, wait until I donned our gay apparel. Your boy about to set some fires like he never done seen. Because he ain't never gonna see.
How big's the cave? I don't care. Fireball.
That's effectively
I
what's
guess
about
I'll
to happen to
take
this
the red
town.
one.
Your name was...
Caleb.
Yes, you have the robe and tome of Thanea. She was a mage that commanded the battlefield with her arcane prowess, unmatched by all, save the trio of dire bears that slew her.
Pretty low bar there, huh?
Dire bears are pretty big and scary.
Yeah.
Pretty low bar, huh?
She lived till
And
she
as
died.
he's saying this, he's handing out kind of the rest of the stuff that goes with each. So he hands you a quarterstaff that has a crystal embedded in the end of it. That's kind of your arcane focus.
I sleight of hand.
Where does the quarter go?
Who takes the next one?
Take the red one.
So, Lorra, you open the red one and you see really nothing. There's like a fur belt, and he goes, "Ah, yes, this belonged to Allegrum. He was a quarter giant, hulking mass of a man who wielded an axe many times sharper than his mind.
This one is not for me.
Thank you. Yoink.
I can see you share some similarities to Allegrum."
What do you mean?
What were the other colors again?
So there's still the
Gold and brown.
There's the gold and white one, the green and brown one, and the purple one.
I want the purple one.
Purple.
Well, it's probably purple.
Okay.
I don't care about the contents. I just want the purple one.
Show me potato salad.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to trade cloaks with one another. So, you open the purple one and you find a leather-bound tome with a singular purple gem in the middle of the front cover that has black spirals of some kind of smoky material curving into it, and that's really all that's in it.
I don't want this shit. Yeet.
I guess I'll take the book. You keep the cloak.
I want the
have
purple
the
one.
red
I don't care
cloak.
about anything else.
Okay, so as you take that, he says, "Ah, yes, this belonged to Excelador. He was a dragonborn man who signed a contract with an elder god, who in turn granted him power beyond the scope of man's knowledge."
Except for
But not
those
of dire
3
bears.
dire bears.
But not of die, I suppose, yes. Continuing to make jokes at the expense of the dead. I see you are lofty people with lofty
That's
ideals.
Whatever.
We're here, they're not.
Wait till about 2-3 hours later, fam. Gonna be some ideals out there.
So as you put on kind of the stuff that was inside of the red cloak, he hands you a kind of sizable axe to go with it. And he goes, "This was Allegrum's axe. Wield it well."
I'm gonna call you Baby Gravy. That's your name.
The disrespect for the dead.
So the two remaining
My
are
God.
the white and gold one and the brown and green one.
White and gold.
Brown.
Green.
Well, no, she's.
Well, since
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's gonna be extremely sunny and such, we're gonna be moving around, so I'm gonna take with color science and take the white one with gold.
Okay. So you open it and you find there's yeah, there's a cross. No. There's a
Yeet the cross.
there's a like simple rope chain
Oh, thank God! It gives
with
me
a
a
gold
kit.
with a gold medallion in the middle that's
So you can hang yourself
blank.
like fresh.
And he says, "Are you someone of the cloth, or do you pray to a particular god? I can engrave this to be whoever you wish."
Are you a 70s porn star, apparently? With a big old porn stash.
I pray to dead relatives.
The
Interesting.
ancestors.
Yeah, ancestor worship. It's not uncommon.
That is acceptable. For now, I will leave it blank, and you can
Imagine.
put whatever on it you wish to when the time comes.
Like
These
these
belong.
nuts.
These vestments belong to Carvelis. She was a priestess of Saloon, the moon deity.
The Poon deity.
Well, the way, as I've heard, is that there's a flower called a marigold that guides a dead person towards the living.
I saw Coco too.
This was before Coco, bro.
Indeed, I am not familiar with the exact name you prescribe it under, but I believe I know what you speak of.
It looks like a giant, oversized daisy, dandelion that happens to be orange.
Indeed, I can engrave this shape upon it for you. And he takes a small hammer. And
Actually, wait. You still have your phone?
Yes,
I imagine you probably got a picture of Marigold on there.
I do.
But it don't matter
Show
because
it.
our audience can't see it.
No.
Okay.
No, we
'Cause
have
of
our
the world
phones
that
in
we're
the
in.
game.
Yeah,
So-
in the game.
Show
Roll
the
for your battery
shopkeeper.
dying.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, in
Roll.
game show.
Roll a d20.
The dude.
Did your battery die?
Your
Oh.
phone
16.
exploded.
Your phone is at about 30% battery.
This is what it looks like.
Put it on power saving mode, ultimate.
I mean,
Super low accuracy. Turn GPS off. Bluetooth off. Everything.
It looked like this.
it just turns on.
Yes, I believe I can do something like that. And he takes a very small hammer and a very small chisel and begins to
Make very small marks.
begin
into
the
this very big
process
book.
of etching a marigold into the medallion.
Oh, medallion.
And he takes the remaining one and he says, "Well, you're the only person who didn't take anything and didn't put anything on or
Rolls a
whatever."
strength check
And he
throws
hands you
that shit at
he
you.
hands you the cloak wrapped package that is green with brown. And he says, "This belonged to
Them as shit speckles.
Diagor." Yes.
I'm not going to remember that name.
This belonged to Diagor. He was a druid who found more comfort in the chaos of nature than the stillness of the city.
What?
Wish we had this cloak back for deer season.
All of you
I'll tell
take
what?
all of you take the vestments of these fallen heroes and live up to the legacy that they present.
Alright, I open
Big.
my inventory and I equip all items that were in.
So you guys watch as Dustin
Just
becomes-
starts.
So he becomes naked for a moment, and then suddenly clothes start apparating on him.
And I'm like T-posed. And you see me rotate. So I'm checking out the gear.
So you guys now have
You get one.
everything that it says you have in your character inventory.
Vaughn, you were the only person that didn't have a cloak, right? Because
Right.
you gave your. Okay, so I'll give you the green and brown one.
So which one was
Because I
left?
have my superior purple one.
But the green and
So I
brown
just
one
want
is
to
the one
clarify.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Dustin has the black one. Caleb has the blue one. Lorra has the red one. Amber has the purple one.
Okay.
Estebana has the white one.
And I got camouflage.
You have the camo one. Yeah. So you put it on, and suddenly all of you watch as he disappears.
There's just some legs. Just shuffling out of the.
So he hands you anything that would be ostensibly too big to package into a small package, such as a staff, a sword, a axe, in your case, and he says, "Well, that is all I have for you at the moment. Is there anything else I can help you with?"
Yeah.
Where should we go next?
Actually.
Yeah, out of town before they
you,
catch him.
Yeah, I need to.
And he says, "Well, you should go wherever your journey takes you, adventurer."
I pulled the torch out because I'm sure we got a traveler's pack in here somewhere, don't we?
Nope.
I hand him 7 rune rocks to trade him for torch and fuel.
No.
And a tinderbox. I trade the whole end game to burn down this inn.
No.
You want to do what to Gary's shop?
Nothing.
Do you
Nothing.
have extra explorers packs, and we will pay you back once we find a quest that pays us?
Or I'll do that.
Why is his face so shook?
Indeed! I have exactly what it is you seek. And he hands you each an explorer's pack, and he goes, "No need to refund me. These items are worth coppers on the silver."
We pulled them off dead bodies, too.
Basically, those 3 dire bears get us a lot of fucking equipment.
These are actually haunted. You're doing me a favor.
Those dire bears are actually contracted by this shop to just get me equipment.
Guys, this is the first village in an MMO. Like, do you know how much extra we have? I just got
In
that.
which
So
you're
you guys-
just playing Sword Art
So you
Online.
guys are still standing in Eldon's shop, now decked out in whatever vestments you chose.
Right. So we here and we
What
need
do?
a nap. We need to
We should
go
probably-
home. Our main objective is to get out of this place, right? We're trying to go home.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would seem that that's what you're trying to do. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
if you want to stay here, I'm not stopping you.
I'm gonna just throw in a side quest that involves a little tiny bit of arson, just a little bit.
How much XP? I'm in.
Son of a bitch.
XP stands for explosives, right?
Explosive
we
points.
can make it that way. Explosive. points,
Anyway.
indeed.
So, as you guys walk out of the shop, as I assume you're doing,
Yeah.
you see the cleric from before, Brian, walking door to door with a small basket, taking donations for the church.
This man is straight
And
evangelizing.
He sees you and he goes, and you see his face light up. He crosses to you. His face falls a little, Dustin, as he looks at you. And then he saunters up with his basket in hand. And he goes, "Oh, hey, it's wonderful that I've caught you.
Why does he sound like Jack Sparrow?
This is my jar of dirt. No, it's wonderful that I've caught you. You guys are leaving?
No, we just left that man's shop. Now we're gonna stand in the middle of your city with thumbs up our asses. We don't know what's going on.
Well,
Go.
the stones you showed me. Yes, I imagine you're looking for a way to.
We're in public. You can't talk about me showing my stones like that, bro. God, you won't get me in trouble with our God.
The
I wrote a
rocks,
bluff.
the rocks with the runes that you
Yes.
showed me, that I told you were for a teleportation circle.
The
Yeah.
family jewels.
I imagine you're looking for a way back to wherever it is you
home
from.
Not here.
Possibly not.
I don't have any further answers as far as like how to activate them or anything like that. But there's a city like a half day's travel north.
Yeah, you already told me.
It's a bit bigger. It's called Brimbor.
Did he?
Bimbos.
Yeah.
I love you.
No,
I don't remember
the hunter and his 2 sons told us about this city, and now the
No,
church
he
guy.
said there was a bigger city and that there was nobody in this small town.
You may be right, actually.
Actually, yeah.
I don't remember.
We've
See,
since
I
then.
wasn't talking. You were doing all the talking, so I actually paid attention.
This is
You're not
why
wrong.
we take notes.
Yes,
Uh,
I don't got paper here. Well, I do now. I
Continue.
just got the paper.
Oh my
Continuing.
god.
So, you
real quick,
What is
actually,
this
how
book
big
you
is the
speak
town that
of?
you're in currently?
It's
It's
in my
literally just that
It's like so. It's the inn. It's the inn. The general store you were at.
The church.
There's the cul-de-sac with the church.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's just you already explained this. It's literally one road town.
Yeah, there's the church.
That means nobody will care.
There's houses.
Bitch is on fire.
Hey, there's houses around the church, and then there's houses lining the street.
Straight, literally one.
How about
Molotov
we
City.
not burn down the first town we come into?
Molotov City.
Well, I haven't come
Good
here
idea.
yet, so.
I go back to the inn. Innkeeper, do you have any bottled alcohols?
Why, yes.
Great, keep them there.
Considering that those two guards are after Dustin's ass.
They're not after me. We squashed all that. I called him out on his shit.
We can move to a different
I
precinct.
I bluffed my way. I was like, "Kill me then, bitch."
Yeah, but they
we
still
ain't gonna
said,
kill you this time.
They still said, "Don't leave town," meaning we should leave town.
Man, I'll do whatever I want. I got feet. Them bitches will keep walking.
I'm sure that
So
northern
Brianna
Yeah,
looks
you have
at
knives.
Brianna looks at you all
Them
and
too.
says, "Well, I don't know that you guys need to stay here necessarily, but if you head to Brimbor, there's mages there and things like in libraries. You could probably look up the magic that like surrounds those stones.
It's visible.
Likewise, there's probably like some kind of task center to like get quests and things like killing stuff for gold. You know,
Like a bar? Because this one didn't have nothing.
if you're amenable to that."
Also, real quick, because Caleb actually kind of caught on to a decent idea. He took one of the stones. I'm gonna hand off at least one stone to everybody, so that way it's kind of separated in case somebody gets captured. Whoever may get captured might not get ran down for all of our only way the fuck home.
Yeah.
So, there was 8 of them, correct? Because when I
Yes.
listened to our last podcast, he said 6 and then 8.
There's 8.
Okay, so you've got one. Everybody's got one. So that means I have
One?
2. Yeah.
I have one.
Everybody has.
You took one from me.
I don't remember that.
Great.
I don't got nothing.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about? I ain't got nothing.
Trying to lie?
So, he looks at you all and he says, "Oh, and before you leave, I've been collecting donations.
See, I tried to get you some donations last night, but you know these scoundrels.
you
stopped
not?
to support your journey home. And I haven't been able to get very much in the way of money, but here you all go." And he hands out 6 little pouches, and as you open them, each have 3 gold and 5 silver.
Damn,
Jesus
we just literally
Christ.
robbed this place of
Bruh.
all of their economy. They are not buying anything ever again.
They're going poor. They're going to move out into caravans and probably drown.
Straight the
I'm
fuck
gonna
up. They died of
refuse
dysentery.
mine.
So as
To
opposed
keep
to
it
as
3
opposed
gold.
to as opposed to like what you guys traditionally think of Dungeons and Dragons, where like a gold is like a farmer's salary, think of gold as more of a dollar.
Oh, okay. So he gave us 3. Okay, it's not that bad. That's not that bad.
He gave you about $3.50.
Wait, so staying at the inn only
You
cost us
said
$1.50?
and 5 silver.
I knew I was a cheapo.
5 silver.
You're not wrong.
Yes,
Oh,
What's the inflation like?
Hilarious.
60% per day.
Good. God.
Nice. Tomorrow, your money is worth 60% of what it was, and that's just because gold has a half-life. No.
It's radioactive.
It just starts decaying on shelf.
When you're holding it.
welcome to Zimbabwe.
All right.
Here we go.
So,
So we got Tree Fitty
What?
to our name.
Economical joke.
Oh.
We got about Tree Fitty to our name, and we.
So it says,
fucking
yeah,
set off and
it's
set fire.
so Brimbor. It's a large kind of stone walls, forest pushed back a bit. You can't miss it. Just walk north for like
It seems
6
like
hours.
that's the only way that we can go in this
Which
campaign.
way's north?
I told you there's a D4 and all sides of it say 1. And 1 means north.
We walk south for 3 hours.
So wait, are the
We just walk off the edge of the planet.
Are the cardinal directions and the directions of the sun the same as our universe?
There is no sun.
So actually,
There's 4 suns.
They're all
actually, as you look up, Caleb, I'm not gonna make you roll a perception check for this because that'd be dumb.
There's a huge gooch just
There's-
standing over you.
You look up and you just see Dustin's grundle.
What?
Why am I laying down suddenly?
No, you look up and you see there is a sun
A miss.
from where you're standing about 45 degrees
stink.
from north to your left. And then there's another sun about 60 degrees from north
Oh no.
to your right.
The suns
And they're
are
both
testicles.
at about the same height.
Sun
One
A
slightly
and
higher
Sun
than
B.
the right ones.
Can we get a compass?
Do they move when I cough?
During the winter months, are they a little bit higher?
Y'all.
I hate you guys.
Oh, I hate me too.
And the clouds in the middle make a dick.
Just straight
Fuck
up.
you guys.
And the clouds never
That
move.
seems what the sky's trying to do.
Ever.
Continuing.
This guy's a virgin.
Alright, so
It's okay, I'm cutting all of that part out.
that's fine. Let's go north. I mean, shit, what else can we do other than stay in this buster-ass town whose cries over 5 copper, apparently, when gold ain't even worth shit here.
Molotov's the mayor's house.
I'm trying to Molotov fucking innkeeper on the way out, but I'm not gonna be that petty.
Just let me rob you, bro. Come on, it's not that big a deal. Just let
I
me
didn't even rob him. See, I could have been a real dick and snuck around behind his thing and just tried to hoe ass some whatever from back there. But I chose the sleeping drunk guy.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys leave town?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we go north. Now.
Okay, so you guys follow the path that leads out of town.
All the way north.
Going north. Travel, you know from what Brian said, is going to take about 6 hours to get to Brimbor on foot. So you're walking down the path. Either side of the road is lined with fairly dense forest. The first couple hours are really uneventful. Lorra, as you're walking, you hear a voice whispering in the back, like from behind you. And it's just saying, "Come to me."
Sounds like an average day.
I usually come to her.
Solid.
Oh no.
So,
She's not wrong, folks.
The voices, they're there.
and that's all it says. It's just for a brief instant. You barely hear it during the first hour.
It should leave a phone number I can call it back on if it wants me to respond.
It's been a few hours. I missed the voices.
Call me at 1-800
JG Whitworth.
Steamer. Continuing. So roll. Who's kind of walking towards the front?
Me.
I'm right behind him if that's the case.
I'm sneaking.
You big man.
The two.
I'll
You
roll
roll a stealth check,
Yeah,
and the two
I'll
of you
roll
roll
for me.
perception checks.
Ooh. DC
God.
9. Oh, sorry, Elvish. 19.
8.
So
I'm staring really hard.
as you're walking behind him, Caleb's just kind of kicking dirt as he walks forward, kind of pounding his staff in the ground.
Talking about his
I be
slob.
pounding my staff often.
And as you're walking, you kind of look around and you see dark shapes moving through the trees next to you.
Oi.
And as you recognize that, you see a small body pop up out of the bushes.
There was a chupa my flab last.
You see a small body pop up out of the bushes, and you watch as he takes aim and fires a crossbow. Everyone roll initiative.
I didn't know chupa my flab last had guns.
No.
Does he see me? I rolled a 14 for stealth.
I rolled a nat 1. I go first, right?
Yes, he sees you.
Okay. Well, I don't know that, but you know that.
Well,
I'll operate on the.
You're
I'm
just
thinking-
squatting like you don't see me.
I was just kind of wondering because if I'll go, I'll get my sneak attack. If not,
okay. So, 20 to 25.
21.
Not nat 20.
I see your one and raise you one.
What'd she roll? What did Laura roll?
21.
And 20? So Laura's at 21, Amber's at 20, 15 to 20, 10 to 15.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
We dominating the ass into this battle.
5 to 10.
That's me.
What'd you get, Dustin?
I got an 8.
What's your dex?
My dex is better. I already know. My dex is 4 times. My dex.
Didn't even want to go this low
And
on the
Cleb
initiative.
is bringing
1
up
to
the
5.
rear.
2.
That's pathetic.
Attaboy.
Well, we dominate the ass end. They get
Amber,
one turn.
what's
and
your
then we just
dexterity?
go.
Oh, I can't read. +3, so 16.
Okay. So, first person in this order is Laura. Well, okay, so the guy who popped up and shot gets a kind of surprise attack on everyone. Roll a d20.
Wow.
Top kick.
What'd you roll?
17.
13.
1.
11.
Also 11.
10.
Caleb.
No.
You shouldn't have been kicking
Are
dirt,
you
buddy.
like super squishy too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
They have
Here.
the lowest
Does
HP.
Use that one.
Does a
Caleb's dying this
Does a
session.
fuck off hit? Yes, it
does
does.
a 16 plus 3 hit?
Eat my ass.
Kick dirt, get hurt.
Kick dirt, get fucking hurt, scrub.
If my health.
Take 3 points of damage.
Oh no.
That's pretty detrimental.
That's like
at this-
45%.
At this level, we gotta be careful about stepping
And
on
then
toes.
Amber,
Survival
or
horror.
not Amber, Laura, it's your turn.
It's Resident Evil
Well-
2 time.
I don't have my pact yet,
Original. Resident
so dagger
Don't you
it
get
is.
it at 3?
She does, but she hasn't made it yet.
Yeah, I haven't made it yet. I only look like a warlock. I'm not actually a warlock. I'm appropriating their culture.
What you mean? Okay.
She doesn't have like warlocky powers yet. She hasn't made her pact with her old elder god yet.
I'm not ooky spooky yet.
She does not have friends from the other side.
She put on eyeliner, but she isn't listening to The Cure yet.
Alright, let's go.
She hasn't turned on Rammstein yet.
Says the person that just discovered them months ago.
Leave me alone.
Dude, middle school was like forever ago.
That's what I'm saying, homie.
You're attacking with your dagger?
Yes, I got a +3. Yeah, +3, 13, 16. Does 16 hit?
A 16 hits. So there's 5 of them. Which one are you aiming at?
The closest one.
Understandable. Roll damage.
I got a 1.
1 plus.
Oh yeah. 1, so 2.
At a girl. You're doing it.
A whole ass 2.
So you watch as Laura quickly pulls out a dagger from her belt and just stabs the guy who appears next to her.
Shank.
She's been in prison apparently.
She just ah! And just like stabs him, but like kind of misses him and just stabs him in the arm.
It's some.
Amber, it's your turn.
Which one was it that shot Caleb?
There's one that's still standing in the bushes about 10 feet away from you guys.
I'm gonna scream and I'm gonna hit him with my quarterstaff.
Go for it. Roll to attack. So you watch as Amber raises her staff over her head and just goes, ah!
That's not how I scream.
No, it's not.
Yes, well, for
16.
the sake of people listening to this, let's not.
True.
16 hits.
Three.
Plus.
No, 2
Oh,
plus 1.
okay. And you did 3 to the one that was wielding the crossbow?
Yes.
Which leads us to believe that Lord.
Okay. That makes it the one with the crossbow's turn. So you just hit him. You walloped him over the head fairly good. So he's going to take a shot at you. Or no, he would have disadvantage on the shot against you.
Yes.
He's
Yeah, do it.
Do it, buddy.
He's gonna take a shot at the person who just stabbed his friend.
If you attack someone that's in her melee range, doesn't she get an attack of opportunity though?
That is
Because he has to stop to raise his bow and concentrate on the shot.
that is true.
Take your pick. Disadvantage or attack of opportunity.
No, I think it's an attack of opportunity regardless of who he's attacking. Just because it's a ranged attack.
Yeah.
And
So
within a melee
And then it would take him a whole turn if he wanted to change weapons.
he's gonna take an action and disengage from you
what a
Coward.
loser.
and walk away from you 30 feet.
Coward.
That's what I needed for him to isolate himself.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to make it
The lion, the wardrobe,
another
the audacity of
bandit's
this
turn.
bitch.
So the one that you stabbed turns and looks at you and pulls out a large scimitar and takes a swing at you.
Swords.
He's all wet. He lobs it at you. You're now the king.
10 plus 13.
Hits.
Indubitably.
Are you a hitter or a spitter?
Bofa.
Takes 7 points of damage.
Good
Jesus
God, I
Christ.
killed her. She dead.
So you
Oh,
watch
you got more
as
health than I do.
Lorra stabs into this guy's arm. He just looks at her with this look of rage and disgust, pulls out a sword, and just slashes her across the chest.
Bitch. The
Ow.
titties is
But she's
exposed.
wearing a nice thick bra so it doesn't kill her.
Laura, make a wisdom saving throw.
Those final few moments. Not gonna die.
17. No, wait. 19.
So you hear the sounds of dissonant whispers beginning to well up in your ears, and the same voice that whispered to you says, "I can grant you power."
Then fucking do it!
And then all you hear,
And as you say
Wait,
that,
did she just yell that out loud, but like with no context?
Yes.
as you say
Fucking
that,
do it. Do
as you
it.
say that, guys, as you say that, the light fades from your vision. Everything around you turns black and white, and you watch as the scene that was before you, you fall backwards into the ground, and you feel your back impact a rock, and an electrical, like what feels like an electrical surge courses through you as you feel this strange source of power well up inside of
Is
you,
this what a Kamehameha feels like?
and you explode with the energy of the universe. No.
the power of 1,000 domesticated house
And
cats.
as you
That's actually pretty apt.
as it courses
An army
through
of Kyles after the
your
dragon monster.
neck snaps back,
You're dead.
and you immediately
Piss your
stand
pants.
back bolt upright. You're back at full health. And you now have access to all of your warlock spells.
Also, you peed yourself while having a seizure.
But boss music is playing, so some of us are worried.
In Latin.
Plus 2 more.
So that would make it another bandit's turn.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we dominating the ass into this combat.
Yeah.
So he's going to. This one jumped out right next to you.
Did he?
He's going to make an attack with a scimitar against you.
I pooped myself. In reaction.
He rolls a 13.
He rolled too low.
So you watch as this
I
bandit.
just...
You watch as this bandit jumps out of the woods. He's like, bah! And he swings his sword.
Okay.
And Dustin's just like
Bruh.
confused, ducks back, and the sword just arcs perfectly in front of him.
Bruh.
And it is now Estebana's turn.
Hooray.
As a free action, I dab furiously.
Go for it.
He dabs for the floor.
You miss once and your dagger goes into your forehead.
But I'm not.
No, I am holding dagger.
Make a saving death throw.
I take out the medallion that I have and I kind of use it as a chain and whip.
Oh,
Bludgeoning damage.
Okay, we'll say it's an improvised weapon.
that would do 1d4 of damage.
Yeah.
Plus your
And you're not
strength.
proficient in it, so you can't add that.
But she does add her strength.
Yes.
It's just not her proficiency.
Alright.
It's probably
So
less
do
than
I-
what it
do I
actually
roll?
is.
Yeah, go for it.
14.
Plus.
That
Plus
hits
hit.
plus strength.
strength. 15.
Awesome. So you watch as Estebana takes off her amulet, or takes off her medallion.
I'm about to have to slap a bitch.
Unclasps the back of it, wraps the chain around her hand with the length of it hanging off, and then just hauls off, spins it, and whacks this dude across the face with it.
I'd hit him in
I
the
slap it like it owes me money.
Roll a d4
Beat him about the face and neck.
and add whatever
Aim for
your
the
strength
teeth.
modifier is again.
So,
Oh, yeah,
D4.
do aim.
Yeah, so just drop it.
Drop it.
It'd be the 1 plus your strength.
So 2.
Okay, so
Thank
you thwack him across the face, and he looks at you, and he's just holding his
Shook.
cheek,
He's shook to the mid.
and he's just like looking at you, dumbfounded.
The audacity.
You are
the
not
wine, the
Brady.
wardrobe, and the
That would make it Dustin's turn.
I cry.
Ryan, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. I tell you what. All right.
Christ.
Mosey on up to.
The one that took a swing at you?
No. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, use my movement to move up to the crossbow, and then use Rakish Audacity to get my sneak attack bonus in, because there's only me and him.
Okay.
He just dabbed furiously.
Yeah, I dab furiously on the way to him.
We're the cult of the dabbing
Can
dusters.
I use that as an intimidation since that is
Intimidation,
a
yeah.
gesture that he has never seen before?
If that's what you want to be your action for the turn, yeah, sure.
God damn it. That's right, it's a roll. So yeah, no, I'm gonna roll up and I'm gonna try to stab him.
Can I dab in the background?
Dab for moral support.
While somebody attacks, just aggressively T-pose and support.
So,
Start
since I'm
screeching.
dual wielding, I get my bonus
So
on
you get
one
one
and not
attack with
bonus.
your you get your attack with your main hand, and then attack with your hand with no bonuses to it.
So first one's 12.
Hits
Cool. Next one,
just barely.
12 again. For whatever reason.
Hits just barely. So you watch as Dustin leaps back from the person who just took a swing at him, and then Naruto runs towards the guy with the crossbow, takes a swing with his knife, and barely clips the front of the person, takes another swing,
I
and
don't
again
know about
barely
barely.
clips him.
No, it's great. You're not. He hit those good spots.
4 plus so 8, and then 11 total.
The man drops dead.
Wait, actually, I didn't even add my.
It looks so surfacey.
Dude,
He just barely cuts his throat open.
I didn't
Oh,
even
man,
add
you
my
barely
sneak
got-
attack.
that's
die.
fine. He's dead.
I got a 6 on my sneak
He's
attack.
dead.
die.
Dustin, he's very. So you watch as
Plus
as instead of barely scraping him, he just walks up and starts viciously stabbing into this man.
He's been to prison longer.
Prisons.
No kill like overkill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scream.
It's not your turn.
No, I mean this guy just shot my husband, and I just watched you kill him, so I'm gonna be very fucking happy.
She screamed twice in the
Oh,
last 30
that
seconds.
kind of screaming. Okay, I thought it was the normal kind when someone
Just like,
watches someone get stabbed to death.
No,
for the
this
first
is
time.
that.
From the first
This is that I'm cursing your soul
Well,
to
no, I mean
damnation
this is Amber we're
screaming.
talking about.
That's true.
Banshee scream.
Yeah, I know. I would be angry.
I just shank him to death.
Okay,
That's it.
so the
Can-
next
can that
person
be
in
intimidation?
combat would be Juan.
So is there someone right next to me?
Yes.
Then I turn to him like a fat boy looks at cake. It's go time.
Thank you, Lord, for this meal I'm enjoying.
I would like to frenzy, yes.
Are you gonna rage?
I'd love to rage.
Oh, he's gonna rage.
I'm going on it.
So-
you change your
so you
great
guys
axe to
watch-
a giant fork.
You guys watch as he's holding his axe, and you watch his hands grip around it tighter, and he just starts seething, and his eyes glow red, and
And he starts licking his lips.
and he starts licking his lips. He looks at this man like I look at tacos.
Or like I look at tacos. God bless. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
What's a...
So don't forget to add your rage damage.
Ooh, so then that'll make it 11 damage.
He cleaves this man in half.
Told you we
What
gonna
die
eat this
you roll?
ass, boy. Gonna eat this
D8.
ass.
Great axes are D12s.
I didn't give him a great axe.
Yeah, battle
Oh.
axe.
It's an
1d4.
okay axe.
Yeah.
It's an okay axe.
It's not a great axe. It's a good
It's a
axe.
good axe.
It's a passable.
I thought it was a great
Mediocre.
So
axe.
even with this good axe, you guys watch as he just splits this man asunder from shoulder to hip.
Gorgeous.
These boys are
The
squishy.
hard way.
You mean while he's hard, right?
Rock hard the entire time.
He turns around and you realize his hands aren't holding his axe.
Funny, his axe has been on his back the whole time, and he just saw him do a jump. Pelvic thrust, and the man just got obliterated.
Okay, so that goes.
You gotta get rid of the dick joke.
So then,
Bonus action?
if you wish to take a bonus action, do you have one?
No, I wouldn't have one. Well,
No, your bonus action would have been to rage.
yeah.
No, it would have been a jack off.
With nothing left, it's Caleb's
With
turn.
his arm.
Alright, I've got my staff.
There's that guy that tried to stab me.
That is a guy trying to stab you.
Snap.
That's
I don't
the
like.
only guy that's left. So.
I thought there was 2 more left.
There's 3.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
3
there's
left?
Yeah, 2 are
five.
dead.
Anything
Oh, there are 5?
fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go after the one that's going after Dustin.
There you go.
Help him out.
I'm,
We'll go up there, I'm gonna
so
swing my
far.
staff at him.
That works.
Okay.
Is that how that works? I don't know how that works.
I mean, you can cast
But-
spells, but
Oh,
You
I
know,
can?
yeah.
I thought I had
Yeah,
it.
no,
anyway.
you have a whole
You don't
block.
have to make a pact.
Oh, okay. I can just let's do it.
You are
So
a
as
sparkly
you- as
magic
you-
man.
So, sorry, I didn't really explain this well. As you
probably-
took the staff, you felt like kind of tingling electricity coming off of it when Eldon handed it to you.
Why did she get to pass out and my backstory just gets retconned in?
Because
Oh, she gets to have a spirit journey
Fine,
here.
Caleb. You feel a power welling inside you.
Right now, currently, in the middle of battle.
Right now, currently in the middle of battle, as you
As you're
grip the
bleeding.
staff and it sings with energy for battle.
But
And
then you realize it's your dick.
and it's you feel your body inclined to point the staff towards something.
You smoke the herbs in your pouch. You're ready.
And
That horny goat weed.
as you point it towards something,
Firebolt comes out.
sure. So a small jet of flame erupts from the edge of Caleb's staff, and
Only
shoots
after
towards this
sensibly
person.
stroking the tip of the staff, of
Can
course.
you not?
oh wow.
Wait, do I have to roll to hit with the firebolt? No, I don't have to roll to hit with the firebolt. It's just rolling damage.
Yeah,
right?
that would have been really good.
No, it's a ranged spell attack, so
Yeah.
you would have to roll.
Oh well, he doesn't do shit.
7.
So hold on. Your ranged spell attack should make up for that.
Yeah, what's your
It should
spell
be
attack
somewhere in the
bonus?
range of like a 15 with a 7. Because your spell attack is your proficiency.
No, I rolled a 2.
Oh. what's your intelligence bonus?
+3.
2 plus 3 plus. Oh, it should say next to it what it is plus to hit.
Yeah, +5.
That's your spell attack bonus.
Yeah, I
Yes.
So 7.
You watch as Caleb,
Just
unfamiliar with the concept of magic being
know.
real
And bleeding
in
out currently.
general, and bleeding mildly.
The only one who has damage on their body.
Broken
And
arms and
Caleb,
legs.
bleeding mildly, launches this bolt of fire and it goes streaming off into the forest.
Roman
and then you hear a slight prayer. Please let it hit the end. Please
To
let
be-
it hit the end. Ow, my end.
miles away, very far outside of the effective range of this spell,
I don't care.
you see a scene of Jerry or Gary or whatever the hell I said his name was.
The koalas.
Gary cleaning a table and he sneezes, and we're back in the.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I was hoping.
And
Is this Family Guy ass with the fucking side?
so yeah, no, you launch a firebolt off into the distance.
Nah, it's like that one time I went to that one place. Cutscene.
Absolutely no exposition whatsoever. So that brings us back to the top with Lorra. Oh wait, no, I missed one of the bandits.
That's fine.
No, you did.
He did.
He's gonna attack. He's not standing near anyone.
Good shit.
All of you roll a d20 again. We'll see who
So
jumps out the stairs.
Well, Well, I'm really far away, so unless homie decides
Ooh.
to put me over there. But I rolled really low, so.
15.
3.
5.
14.
3.
Vote.
Both of you roll again.
Oh. 20.
Oh.
4.
So Estebana, he runs up to you and takes a swing at you with his scimitar, and rolls a 9 and misses. I imagine.
Good.
Roll a d6. And I roll 5 more d6s. There's your new character.
You need
Okay.
more d6s than that.
It's a couple more d6 than that. So then it is.
He's
Laura's
playing with the
turn.
handicap.
You know what it's time for?
Eldritch Blast.
Yup.
So you watch as Lorra puts both hands forward in kind of a dual claw motion, and a purplish energy wells up inside two of her hand, or inside both of her hands.
Two over hands.
She suddenly has 4.
Don't
I'm
you
not
know
sure
women
why.
have more than that?
Damn, I didn't know about
Eldritch Blast comes with multiple blasts. I don't know what level you're
I've
at.
never seen a woman
At
naked,
3, I
guys.
only have 1. So the energy wells up and launches forward, screaming towards its target of which of the 3 remaining? 2, 3, or 5?
2.
Sure.
And don't forget
The
to add
squishiest
your charisma
one.
as your
I got a
damage.
15 to hit, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes, you
that hits.
No, you need 2, and then you add your charisma to it as well because it's Eldritch Blast.
5.
That's pretty solid for a level 3.
He is
Eldritch Blast.
hurt. You watch as it blasts him in the chest, and his armor, well, his like rags on the front are singed, and you can see just his nipples poking through.
Perfectly
Can
round
I-
areolas.
Can I rub some salve?
Some Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah.
Just let him sal la colita de rana. You got me okay.
Next would be Ambor.
Offer him warm 7-Up.
I'm gonna go smack the motherfucker that she just hit with her Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Can't you do sparkly magic too?
I am too freaked out over my husband being shot to even think about
So
it.
actually, point of order. The stress of the situation, could, if you want it to, trigger a spontaneous release of magic.
Could. But I know the way I work.
Hold on, roll a d20.
What?
Sorry, 1.
Okay.
One.
What cantrips do you have?
Thorn Whip and Poison Spray.
So,
Oh,
as you move forward to attack, your screaming stops, and you feel like you continue screaming, but poison streams forth from your mouth towards the person you were planning on
So
attacking.
just like Exorcist style, she goes full Reagan.
shit.
Something to that effect.
The guy wakes up on
Poison
the...
spray is a Constitution saving throw on the behalf of the bandit, I believe.
The bandit wakes up and he's up at the river bend like, hey, so we gotta cross now.
So you were trying to cross the border.
The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 poison damage.
Yes.
Must be to 13.
What is 13?
I was gonna say he's gonna wake up to cross the
He
river.
does.
Six. Oh, boy,
That was a natural 17 plus 1, so 18. So he doesn't take any damage from it. But you spew poison out of your mouth at him.
So everyday life then.
Yes. More or less.
You Karen'd at him.
Next
No, more like toxic weed.
next is the bandit that you Eldritch blasted. He's going to look at you. He's just like, what the fuck? And he runs forward with a scimitar and prepares to take a swing at you. And he rolls an
Gonna
8 to hit you. And he just the pain is too great. And as he runs forward, he
Do it,
winces.
fucker.
He winces in pain as he swings his sword and drops it.
Oh no.
Kick dirt, get hurt.
So it is then... Yes. another bandit's turn. I believe this is the one that's standing... No, this is the one that was chasing Dustin. Or that it initially attacked you.
Okay. Is he gonna walk that whole ass?
Yes, he walks the 30 feet towards you and rolls a 5. And misses.
Womp womp.
So then it is now Estebana's turn.
Mm-hmm.
You have your makeshift chain whip.
That is true. Can I hit him again?
Go for it.
Say quack quack.
How many people are left?
Dun, dun, dun.
What'd you roll?
2.
2 plus 1 is 3. That does not hit. So Estebana walks up to the guy again and swings her chain and goes to swing at him and catches herself in the shoulder with it. And it is big ouchie, but no damage. Next would be Dustin.
That guy tried to walk his ass all the way over. Well, as I'm sitting there like this on his homie.
He's rethinking his life right now.
Yeah, I give him a few moments before I stab him.
You're just in repose, like...
Star shots
gonna
as
do?
walks up.
Yeah. So I,
Fluttering
again,
eyelids.
stab him using rakish audacity since he and I are the only creatures around. Within
Yes,
my
the
5
only
feet.
living ones.
All that matters. The dead one he left, we got a necromancer hiding in the bushes too. Gonna stay right there dead. Right? That'd be terrifying. Yeah, so I do an attack with my
Stabby.
with my stab. 14 teen plus 6, so non-nat 20s.
Hits.
Non-nat 22.
Hits.
Yeah, I know. And
You don't say.
here you go. The big old dangles coming in. Hot with the stabby stabs. If
So
I can
you
get
watch
my
as
damage
Dustin, once again, as this guy is running towards him with an axe, or with a scimitar, sidesteps him and swings out with his knives
We've got
and buries them into the oblique area
another 11.
of the guy. As the guy is running towards him, he falls flat and skids on the ground for a couple feet with blood squirting out of his side.
Dab furiously on him as a free action.
He is the McDead.
I now sit upon him, waiting for the next one who thinks they can run up. And on that note,
Okay, so that would make it Juan's turn.
Fat boy to cake time.
There's one that's about 10 feet from you, so you can walk up to him.
Is that the one next to Estebana?
Yes.
Then I will defend her and walk straight up to him. Hopefully standing, towering a little bit taller than him.
Not really.
No, not really. Well, I'd like to bitch slap him to death with my battle axe.
He's much thinner than you, though.
Oh, so
Like, unhealthily so.
unhealthily so I could just German suplex him.
Or you can hit him with the axe.
Or-
Up to you.
I feel. How much health does he have?
You can't ask that.
He
fair.
looks...
How healthy is he?
He looks worse off, but aside from the brief scrape that Estebana gave him, not very hurt.
Would 14 hit him?
Yes.
16 points of
He's
damage.
dead. You watch as Juan, now graduating from cutting a man in half from shoulder to pelvis, takes his axe and in an upswing cleaves him from grundle to the top of his head.
Yes. Yes.
You're forcing so many people to Google the word grundle now.
Don't Google the word grundle.
Because remember, tain't nothing.
Do it anyway.
So that would make it the Caleb's turn.
All right, I am going to re-attempt.
There's a singular person left.
I'm going
And
to
he
re-attempt.
looks very hurt.
Muy scared.
Just bash him in the skull with the...
Firebolt.
Okay, go for it. Roll an attack.
8.
Nope. You watch as Caleb wheels his staff forward, and it kind of rocks back as he fires off the firebolt. And the guy just kind of stumbles to the left a little, and it misses him completely. That brings us back to Lorra.
Wait, I want to kill him.
It's time for another one.
Another Eldritch Blast.
And another one.
Maybe not.
I'm guessing a 22 hits.
You would happen to be guessing correctly.
Four.
He explodes into bits of viscera and gore
Love it.
where he stands.
It's a blood shower.
Bloodless.
Anybody
shower.
up for human soup?
I am getting kind of hungry. I am.
Alright, is that everybody?
I mean, Caleb does have some spices, I'm assuming.
All bandits that you can see are now dead.
Okay, I now vomit.
Sure.
I'd like
Do
to.
I need to roll the projectile
Thank you,
vomit on
Visited
somebody?
Nope.
Nope, okay.
Nope. Amber, you all watch as Amber just kind of releases her sick upon the ground.
Very violently so.
Violent.
There's brief spurts of poison coming out of her mouth as well.
And then I'm gonna start crying.
I'd like to pick up some a scimitar. or
Can I
two.
loot?
Go for it.
You're
Oh, yeah, that would be
bleeding!
useful.
It's only a little stab. Just a little like
Give him
long
one
range
scimitar.
stab.
How about that?
All right, I loot. What do I do?
Roll investigation.
I'm doing that too.
If you're trying to find stuff besides their weapons.
Yes, the
I got a 19
tad
for
9.
investigation.
9.
One at a time.
Sorry, 9.
19.
12.
13.
Caleb, you don't find much besides the scimitar that the guy who was attacking you had on him. Lorra, you find 2 silver pieces and 5 copper. What'd you say you rolled?
13.
No, I did 13. You did 15.
No, I did 14.
Oh, then yeah, I did 12.
Okay, so you find 1 silver piece and 2 copper,
Hooray.
and you find 2 silver pieces and 4 copper.
I'm gonna take a scimitar so I can sell it in the next town.
Sure. Do you guys just want to collect the weapons
I
that they
want,
had?
yeah.
Well, I want one for me.
So you each have a scimitar now.
Any
Give me a jar.
daggers?
Except, no, actually 4 of you have a scimitar. Decide amongst you who.
Okay.
And one of you has
That would be me.
a light crossbow with 5 arrows.
It's something.
I would like a scimitar too.
So we have 1, 2, 3.
I'll take the crossbow. I could probably enchant something into it. Light an arrow on fire.
Sure.
Estebana, do you want a scimitar?
Yes.
Okay, so you now have a scimitar.
And I believe clerics can actually use those, right?
It should be on, if you look under proficiencies and languages, there should be a list of what weapons and armor that y'all can use at this moment.
Yep, I can do crossbows.
So make sure y'all can actually use it before you try to take
So
it.
when you roll
Well,
a
I
d20,
can't use it, so I'm
you
gonna
add
sell
that.
it.
Well,
Oh,
that's different.
Gotcha.
How many pieces once more?
2 silver
2,
pieces.
2 and 4.
2 and 4?
2 silver pieces and 4 copper.
Unless you want the scimitar.
There were 4 scimitars to find, and unless you plan on looting them further, you can take one of the scimitars to wield as your own.
You want a skimmy?
Because if you want one, then I'll give you the one that I picked up that I was just gonna sell.
I mean, that's pretty much what I was gonna do, is get stuff to sell and then try to get a rapier.
What do you want to do to me?
Do you want to loot the body or anything?
Sure. I'll
Okay.
loot both of the ones that I'm close to.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Twice.
Yes.
13. 14.
So you find collectively 4 silver and 5 copper. These were not rich men that were robbing you.
That's
Obviously.
Why they were attempting to rob you.
yeah. That's it's probably the whole reason.
I was about to help them
And
look
then,
for some money.
I mean, we solved their problem.
What's the
True.
attack of the scimitar?
We
I
did.
can't remember. Is it
It's
a D8?
1d6.
Look at us being
D6.
humanitarian.
That's why I like regular.
Can't starve if you're dead.
Okay, I'll take the scimitar for now.
1d6
Okay.
plus what?
Whatever your proficiency plus your strength.
Thank you.
Is it strength weapon?
Yes.
Is crossbow
Scimitars?
strength too?
Are scimitars versatile?
I really
Yeah.
hope they're versatile, and if they're not, then I won't be using it.
Scimitars are finesse. Like
That's what that means. Sorry, not versatile. Versatile means it can be wielded two-handed.
Yeah. So
Finesse means it can also be done with dexterity. So yes.
Yes, that's what I need.
Is it a crossbow strength?
No, crossbow is dexterity.
Okay.
That would be.
So it's going to be 1d8 plus your dexterity, and I don't think wizards have proficiency in
I'm not proficient in that, am I?
ranged weapons.
That doesn't fall under simple weapons.
no, it's a martial melee
Yeah,
weapon.
that's what I figured.
What would the hit be for like crossbow?
Are you only proficient in simple as a rule?
Yeah,
That's what-
simple, longsword, rapier, and
But
short
it's a
sword.
+6 on the front.
And then cross.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always what it is. That's why I always go for rapiers.
Okay,
'Cause I get my
so
bonus on it to hit.
you guys have completed combat.
Victory screech.
So you, I suppose, continue down the path towards the place you're going.
We're not going anywhere.
Look, we're not
because
going to
he's
be
still
rude
bleeding.
bastards, okay?
fine.
We're going to shove these bodies off into the other
Cleric.
undergrowth so that these.
No.
I at least
No,
need
the
a
Healy thing.
short
No.
branch.
I'm not gonna let her touch him
Ooh.
But why?
because I'm
That's
trying to
his
activate
wife.
my cure wounds. Okay,
Uh-oh.
let me just be open about that.
Okay.
So,
That's his wife.
Just
so
rub
how
it.
do you,
That's my
nipple.
husband. I'm
How
gonna
do
be
you
freaking
start-
out.
how do you,
It's the only way to help.
It's the only way to help.
what happens?
She strokes his penis.
It's definitely what I'm gonna be doing in the middle of the forest, crying. Yeah.
I mean, I need
Yeah.
to take a short rest.
Using your
anyways.
tears as lube.
Did you
Outraged.
vomit?
Hmm?
Did you need to vomit?
no,
Amber, what happens?
I sit and watch.
Honestly, what I actually would do is probably just hold him for a while and just press my forehead
Hold
against him.
him.
And
Press
as you
his forehead.
as she holds you in her arms and you embrace her in kind,
How gay.
you
That is
feel
gonna be
That's what I was
really
about
you
to say.
feel the
It's an
healing
emotional
energy.
moment.
You,
Leave
like
the
you watch
beat.
as your wounds begin to seal, and you feel enriched by her holding you.
She's purring at a cat's hurts to like repair your body.
18 hertz.
But at like
So-
mega fast.
With Caleb at half mast,
Got a slight chub going.
you continue down the path.
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I rested enough from watching the half mast?
Oh my god.
I had to have rested. I raged.
That's not true.
Is
You
that
don't
not
have to rest after every rage.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
can do like
only
3, right?
you can only rage
So
X
many
amount of
times
time
I
for
believe he
rest.
has.
Okay.
Oh, this
I never
last
really
turn,
got
I will-
to use it all
I
that much
think.
the first time.
It's okay. You guys are just going to the next city.
We can
So
rest plenty there.
you continue on your journey. The remaining couple hours of the walk are relatively uneventful, save for Lorra. The voices in the back of your head begin
They're
a
getting
lengthy.
louder.
They begin a lengthy description of what happens if you break your contract. What and any and all intellectual properties your contract covers. What happens if you should attempt to amend or change any of the powers you are given by virtue of the contract, such that you will be litigated against.
You know, boilerplate stuff.
Yeah, just boilerplate language. So you're listening for the better part of the next 8 hours.
Okay, so unfortunately, the languages I speak are common and deep speech, so I don't understand legalese.
Just press accept.
I'm sorry to confuse you. So, yeah. I'm kidding. You don't actually hear from the voicing. So you guys come upon Brimbor, from what you can tell. It's a proper city, unlike the hamlet you were just in. It has high stone walls ranging from 50 to 75 feet above you. The edge of the forest from the walls is about 200 feet back. You see parapets atop the walls with archers trained on you as you approach the city. And you walk towards, I imagine, the gates to the city that are currently open with a pair of soldiers on either side wearing green breastplates with gold filigree on them to match the dual banners that are hanging on either side above them with it's a similar green banner with a gold axe and a gold hammer crossed on it. So as you approach,
There goes immersion.
the street you enter on is bustling with traffic. Businesses line the streets on either side. You see the
road
front,
rubbing his hand.
you see the front marketplace portion of an apothecary. You see the open stall of a smithy. The closed storefront of a general goods store. A handful of taverns with a few having inns. Many of the buildings are 2 stories, some are even 3. Most of the lower levels are built out of stone, and the upper levels are made out of wooden thatch.
We're not impressed. We're from the city.
Yeah, like this ain't even good.
No, you're from a modern city.
Yeah, right.
But like,
Yeah,
try the
that's
16th floor.
I mean, I'm over here geeking out because Renaissance Festival.
Oh yeah, geeking out, but not impressed. You know, come on, they could do better.
I look for ground scores since we're at TRF.
This
Can I-
looks a lot more darker than Disneyland or Ren Fair.
Can I find some intellectuals and teach them calculus? Holy shit. I can literally have like the entirety of the Renaissance in like an afternoon if I get enough people.
Depends, Caleb. How much do you know about calculus?
A lot.
That you can recall explaining it was?
I'd probably need like a day to write everything down, but I could explain the majority of calculus and differentials and
Well,
shit.
continuing.
No, we're not progressing this.
So there's
Universe.
there's 3 inns
Right on.
or 3 taverns with inns. There's an apothecary, a general store, a smithy on this street. So you go to the smithy. You see a wrought iron sign hanging from it that says Brimstone's Armory.
Nice. Ah,
And you walk in and you see it's kind of an open stall on the corner of the street. You hear the ting, ting, ting of a hammer hitting an anvil. Or hitting
then
a
he
sword
walks up
on the
and
anvil.
then it's literally just a soundtrack he has playing in his shop.
So you watch as a dwarf, or well, you wouldn't know it's a dwarf, I imagine. You see a very small person
It's a dwarf. Oh, apparently he does
with
know.
long, bushy red hair and a big beard that
So it's a
dwarfs
Scottish
your own.
guy, a very, very short Scottish guy.
And
I'm gonna
he-
hand him this golf club, see what he knows instinctually.
Oh my god.
Hi, there's a golf shot. And he looks at you and he goes, "Hey, what can I be doing for you today?
Need a rapier.
I can help you with the first one. I can help you with the second one.
I guess the apothecary would be able to help me with the first one, huh?
I believe she has ointments for that.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so
No.
how much for a rapier and
Jesus
how much would you
Christ.
buy the scimitar for?
So I'd say I'll buy the scimitar from you. Let me inspect it a little."
I hand it off to him.
So he looks at it and he says, "It's fairly bent out to shape. The
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just picked it up
I'm
off of this
gonna
guy
throw
that I
it
killed in the
the
road.
edge is chipped, and I thought you gave yours to him, Laura.
Huh?
I thought
Oh,
you gave yours
yeah.
to him. The edge is chipped and it's a wee bit
Yeah, I'll be
rusted,
right
but I can give you about 3 gold for it, or if you want to trade it to me for a rapier, I can give you a discount on one.
That'll work.
So rapier will run you about 5 gold in general. With this as a discount, I'll give it to you for, let's say, 2 gold, 5 silver.
Easy.
So mark off 2 gold and 5 silver and the scimitar, and he hands you a rapier.
Nice.
That's fairly nicely made. And he goes, is there anything else I could be doing for you, or any of you?
Where's the magic shop?
I didn't know anything about a magic shop, but there's the library further in. You could probably check there.
The library.
I know some of the more intellectual types like to hang out there, but...
That there, you're redder than a strawberry.
Hello, is anyone in the general store?
So you walk into this. You walk up to the general store, and you see a wooden sign hanging out front that says "Greater Goods." So you walk into Greater Goods, and you see an oldish-looking woman
Yelling, "I am the greatest good you'll ever have."
standing behind the counter. And she goes, "Oh, hello, dearie. What can I do for you?"
What's up with all these, like, Celtic-based people in this town?
Because
Might
that's
just
the
be the
best
region you're
accent
in.
he can go.
Right? It's because it's north, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this
All
Ireland?
white
You're
folk
in
from
North
the
Ireland currently. What can I do for you?
Hello, yes, good maiden. Is there anywhere that would take this for any amount of value?
You might check with the smithy. He tends to trade in gold and other metals. I don't really have a need for such a necklace.
Perhaps
and
you
I
should-
don't know what that idolatry is hanging off of it, but it doesn't necessarily drive with my gold. But I assure you, Brimstone can help you over at the smithy.
Hey, it can be melted down in a coin. Couple of dollars here and there. Literally.
Is there anything else I can help you with, dearie?
No, it'll come to me. I have to leave the store, of course.
Okay, well, if you or any of your friends need anything in the way of herbal remedies, come see Aunt Ada.
Turning at the dime. What was that last part?
I mix potions in my off time. You see, I also run the apothecary next door. This is my general store, but if you also need anything from that store, feel free to contact me in whatever means you may
Yes,
have.
I need a shot that puts people to sleep whether they want to or not.
So I have a sleeping potion for about 25 gold pieces
I knew
for
it was
a
going to be some
singular
outrageous.
use.
Well, I'm gonna have to go ask the smithy if he's gonna any kind of interest. Good smithy.
So you walk out of Greater Goods and over to Brimstone's armory.
It was not the greatest good. Yes, I do.
So he looks at you and he goes, "Hey, what can I do for you?"
This do something for you?
That's some fine gold.
Cool. Then let's talk. So look, I have no need for it, but I would like a better axe.
I see what you're getting at. Do you want to trade that for a better axe?
What happens if I throw in my axe as well?
Well, I could see that as a fair trade, I suppose. I'd say that necklace probably breaks down into about 3 to 5 gold pieces, depending on how good I do. Say you throw in 1 gold, and I'll give you this great axe I just finished.
It's an upgrade from your good axe. Your
So,
moderate, mediocre
mark
axe.
off 1 gold.
And your mediocre
You
axe.
no longer have your necklace, and you have no great axe or no battle axe. You only have a great axe. It's 1d12 to hit.
Right.
What else would anyone like to do? So there's the taverns, there's the apothecary, there's Greater Goods.
I want to go to the library.
The library.
Library.
Yeah.
Get some strawberries.
Maybe-
So the 3 of you, or all of you, which?
I've already gotten what I need. And speaking of which,
Okay, so you're tagging along.
yeah.
I guess I could probably go to the blacksmith and purchase a weapon.
Okay. He looks at you and he goes, "Hello, little lady. What can I do for you today?"
So, hear me out.
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Thank you.
This forge has given me a wee bit of tinnitus, but we're dealing with it as it comes and goes.
I have no idea how to do a weapon. Which one is the easiest one to handle and does good damage?
That's a matter of... So, clerics generally wield maces.
Yeah, so I was about to say, just do a mace.
I can give you...
Are you looking to
She
deal
didn't
some
have
damage?
No, I was trying to see what would be better strength or finesse weapon for, but they're equal.
So she just gets a simple weapon. I can give you... Let's see what I have laying around that's done currently. I can give you this club. If you want a hammer, I can
get a morning star.
I can get you one of those. I can give you a sickle. There's a great club.
So, pause.
Better than a good club.
I don't know if y'all use the word pause.
Yeah, you know, like what bears have.
Yeah, something like
dogs, cats, toe beans.
Okay, halt. How about this? Halt. I heard a sigh.
I said a sickle.
A sickle?
Just tape a longer handle on it. It'll be a scythe. A scythe, yes.
Alright. How much for the sickle?
A sickle would run you by 1 gold piece.
They only do 1d4 damage.
It's
It's a dagger,
Dagger?
basically. It's
1d
just in
double.
the shape of a hooked blade.
With
just
no
cooler.
throne.
How about
With no
Yeah, with no throne.
And the club?
club
The
is gonna
club,
be 1d6.
there's the club,
Belongs
and
in there.
it'll do 1d4, or you can get a great club, which is 1d8.
Great club.
I'll
That's
get
gonna
the-
be the damage that I'm doing.
I'll
It's gonna
get
be
the
1d6.
D8.
Great value.
It doesn't have a mace.
That's fine.
I also have a mace. It's 1d6. It's also more expensive.
I'll start off with the club.
The great
I
club.
feel like we could, you know.
The club or the great club?
Great
good,
club.
Good club? Great club. Great club. So he's like, well, that'll run you 2 silver pieces. It's really just a large piece of wood.
So what you're saying is we can just wait and go get you a tree log.
I'll make you one, damn it.
Here you go. And he hands you like
He's
this
like,
smooth piece
trying
of
to
wood.
fuck up myself.
It basically looks like a really fat baseball bat.
Ooh.
That's what mine looks like
And
too.
he hands it to you.
Can you put spikes in it?
I was just gonna say if Amber could do Thorn Whip on it, so I could have a.
Yeah, if you wanted to rip it out of your hands.
Yeah.
No, like I just happen to stand it there, and she just.
It'll go away once. the
Yeah,
magic's
it'll
gone.
dispel.
So what you
Yeah.
do is you just
That
get
and it
little
pulls it
caltrops
towards
and
me.
just lay them on the ground and just hit
Yeah.
the hell out of the ground and stab them in there, and now you have bludgeoning, piercing.
I mean, I do like doing DIY.
A bag of 20 caltrops in typical D&D economics is a gold piece.
So probably a couple copper to silver, depending on what he wants to do.
If you'd like some caltrops, I have some. I can put some nails through it if you like.
Yeah.
Sure, that'll do.
Okay,
those
so he
spikes.
takes. He
You
takes,
got the equivalent of a nailed
he
baseball
takes
bat.
he takes a pair of nails, each that are about 9 inches long and
So
about
coffin nails.
a half-inch in diameter.
Jesus fucking goddamn
It's a
railroad
lot better than
spikes
the
on
nails
that
in Home
bitch.
Depot.
So
And he takes
Coffin
one.
nails.
He takes one and his hammer, and he puts it on the edge of the anvil, and he begins driving it through. And then he takes he takes the club and he puts the head of the nail in the fire, and then he clips it off at an angle with a pair of clippy
Shears.
thingies. Shears. Sorry.
Clipper thingy?
And then he takes another nail and does the same at a perpendicular angle to it. So now you have a great club that deals 1d4 bludgeoning or 1d8 bludgeoning and 1d4 piercing.
It's a fat ass damage.
how much would a light crossbow be?
I already have one. You can take mine.
Aren't you going to use it?
He has firebolt.
Yeah, I fireball.
I mean, I have fireball
Still, how
too,
much does
but
a
you know.
crossbow, light crossbow? That
And
might-
light crossbow is 25 gold.
in yours? Oh shit, fam!
Yeah, if you want a crossbow, you can have the crossbow.
You're better off with the roofies.
Alright, then I guess I'll take the crossbow.
That'd be 24 gold.
Man.
So sorry.
Alright, so, is that
Well, then
everything
you can
that
take
everyone
that
wants to buy
crossbow and
from
sit on it and spin.
Brimstone the Dwarf?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys walk further into the city, and you come again, or you come into an open circle. Ahead of you, you see a rather dour-looking building. It has a set of windows on its front with iron bars over them, and in the windows are posted wanted posters. So you see small portraits of faces of people that are hand-drawn with sums of gold underneath them being offered for their capture. And above it, it says constabulary,
Disrespect.
I suppose. To you, and that sits at the 12 o'clock position in the circle. To your 9 o'clock position, you see a tall dome-shaped building with minarets marking the cardinal directions.
Finally,
and-
more directions than north.
Super north.
Light blue banners hang on either side of the doors to it, and similar colored pennants whip in the wind from the tips of each of the minarets.
They're all embroidered with "You're going north forever."
And to your 3 o'clock, you see a large gate flanked on either side by a ring of high walls. And from your vantage point, you can just barely see over the walls, and all you can see are like the tips of a tower. So you're going to the library, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
I'm gonna take the paper that says wanted.
They're on the inside of this window.
Well, then
Busted
I go
glass.
in,
Yeah,
I
breaking
go in
glass.
and I ask if I can have those papers.
And we
Wait,
can
we have our
give
phones.
you a
We can take a
copy.
That works.
Okay.
Thank you.
How'd they copy it?
They have multiple
Send that to
that were
me.
drawn.
Oh no, that poor artist.
Okay, I will give that to you next session.
Okay. Wait.
So you walk up to the doors of the library. They're open. On the inside, you see kind of marble flooring and a wooden desk situated towards the front. And behind the desk, you see the stacks of books, as well as multiple low desks for reading with people sprinkled throughout it. At the front desk, you see a small human-looking man with dirty blonde hair and his nose in a book.
It's his
Hello.
Facebook.
Yes, how may I help you?
I'm looking for some spells that I could use.
You're interested in the arcane arts?
Yes, sir.
Are you here to study under Master Nylan?
Yes.
Lying through his teeth.
Roll a deception check. You have no idea who this man is.
That one.
Oh,
Fucking damn it.
nice.
Roll different dice.
This is the fourth one.
Yes.
I'm sorry I don't have you on his ledger for today to see him, but if
D20s will remember that.
You failed it so hard, they didn't even ask you for your name. You're not on the list.
if you like, I can alert him that you are here, and if you wish to speak with him about a matter that is possible.
Yes, please.
Very well, wait here. And you watch as he closes the book, sets it down on the desk, and shuffles away back past the stacks into another door. as you look at the book that he was reading, it says the basic principles of the arcane.
Dustin.
And you're standing there for a solid couple minutes before
It's a good looking book. I really like that good looking book.
Dustin, you should stare at the book.
before he walks back in
You're
with a much older man standing next to him.
You
and
missed your window.
Sorry.
He
Put
walks-
your dice down.
He walks up.
I feel like I'm stealing
Is that
something,
his
so I'm
dice?
about to slide of hand.
You missed your window.
I'm tired, y'all, so sorry.
It's all good. So he walks back up and says, may I introduce to you Master Nylan Dilithane of the Library of Brimbor.
Pleased to meet you. I am looking to study magic.
So it's customary to introduce yourself when meeting someone of a higher station.
Okay, Boomer.
Oh, I still.
My apologies. My name is Caleb of America.
Ah, yes. I am not familiar with this land.
Exactly, you peasant.
But greetings nonetheless, Caleb of America.
Greetings.
You say you wish to learn the arcane.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna.
Is there any particular
I'm stealing.
branch of the arcane, a particular school you wish to
The Arcane kind?
dive into?
I would have to evoke a thought for that.
The Harry Potter School of
I'm not really
Wizardry.
familiar with anything, honestly. Pretty new to a lot of this stuff here.
So there is the School of
Witchcraft.
Evocation,
I like that.
which is the art of creating something from nothing. Typically with great flair.
Okay, let's do that one. I like it.
That's the one that makes things go explodey.
Oh, yeah.
There is the School of Abjuration, which is focused on blocking, banishing, protecting others. There's the School of Conjuration, which is to produce creatures or objects from another plane. There's the School of Divination, which is the understanding of the past, the present, and future. There's the School of Enchantment, where you weave spells to entrance and beguile your foes. There is the School of Evocation, which I already spoke about, which is specifically the intent of creating immense bursts of power. There is Illusion, where you deceive the senses and trick your foes into submission. There's the School of Necromancy, which is curses and raising the dead. There's the School of Transmutation, which is the changing of energy and matter. And those are the primary 8 schools of magic. If you wish to learn from the set of Necromancy, I refuse to teach it because it is the darkest of magics, and I refuse to instill that knowledge into people.
Evocation it is.
Ah, yes.
With a hint of necromancy.
Are you capable of displaying what basic knowledge you may have?
Yes.
The question is, can he do it safely?
Do you know what you can do?
I think I can do this, maybe. I start concentrating really hard, trying to pick up that book that the other guy was reading. With
And you
with
let
a
out
hand, with a very ethereal hand.
I can go twice as high.
So you watch as the book begins to levitate off of the desk as if
And
held
then-
by a spectral hand.
Suddenly the spell fails and he farts.
And after a moment of concentrating intensely, the book wavers and falls back onto the desk and he says,
Yeah,
Good, good. This is not specifically to the House of Evocation. This is more conjuration, I believe. But
I can blast fire.
oh. Follow me.
Yes,
And
sir.
he takes just you, and the younger guy that was with him sits back down at the desk and continues reading his book. You made the bookmark fall out when you dropped it with Mage Hand.
Dang.
And he looks at you slightly peeved.
I'm sorry.
I want to read one of these books.
It's fine. As you walk past him, and you all are just waiting in the lobby as he takes you, Caleb, back towards the door that he came out of, and you see a long hallway with a set of doors on the end, and then an archway leading out into an exterior courtyard on the inside of the library. As you walk out, you see a set of small circular targets, and he says, well, show me what you can do.
All right. Do I need to roll to land this, or can I land
It's a
it?
stationary target, but it still has an AC.
Probably
Here
has
goes
an
nothing.
AC of 10.
Gonna burn down the whole
Thank
library.
God, 21.
You incinerate the small hay bale that is tied to these sticks.
Nice.
And he goes, good show, good show. Yes, I believe you might be well suited to the School of Evocation. What exactly do you wish to learn?
That is a hard question. Why do you do this to me, John? All right.
He wants
Trying
to.
to protect myself better. I got the crap beaten out of me.
So perhaps a shield spell or mage armor.
Ooh, what are those? Those sound fun.
So, shield, when you perhaps are being attacked, you could react quickly to increase your or decrease your vulnerability and throw a ethereal shield up from you. It's in the School of Abjurations. Very nice. So, in game terms, as a reaction on your turn, it's a first level spell. You can cast it to increase your AC by 5
Nice.
for the remainder of the turn. Or you could perhaps learn Mage Armor, which you can use to touch a creature as long as it's willing and not wearing armor. And protective magical force surrounds it until the spell ends. It becomes harder to hit in game terms. You touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor, and a protective magical force surrounds it until the spell ends. The target's base AC becomes 13 plus its dexterity modifier. The spell ends if the target dons armor if you dismiss the spell as an action. It lasts for 8 hours.
Nice.
I can teach you either, both. It's up to you.
I'll take both. That sounds nice.
That will be 50 gold.
I can trade knowledge for knowledge.
Get pooped.
Interesting. What do you have in mind?
Let's discuss calculus.
Oh.
Okay.
Have you ever wanted to calculate the trajectory of planets and other celestial bodies? Be able to see and predict where they're going, where they're coming from.
We simply use divination magic to determine the future.
Calculus.
Do you want to know how to
saying
make
this word I've never heard of means not to me.
roller coasters?
Do you
Wanna
have
invent
perhaps some magical artifact on you that I could...
them? Show me a
receive
calculator.
knowledge
Show him your pebble.
I got a rock.
Show him your
With
phone
some
that
writing.
was created.
This is interesting.
Your
a rock, you
calculator.
say. And it has a rune carved onto it. This
Yes,
is
sir.
interesting. Were there perhaps more of these? Or do you only have the one?
I only have the one. We have the other ones with my friends.
Let us go rejoin.
All right.
So he walks you back out to the front office, and you guys see that he is holding the stone that Brian told you was for the circle of teleportation.
Why you got my rocks?
Your friend here is wishing for me to impart knowledge upon him, and I wish for knowledge in return. Or gold. But, as you seem to be lacking in the latter, I have laid claim to the knowledge of this.
Well, we have quite the former.
Indeed. So, he tells me there are more of these.
Might could be, might could not be. What you?
How
need?
many of them were there?
What do you need? Like, what are you gonna do with them? Do you know what they are? Do you know what it does?
I believe they are runes to a teleportation spell, but I know not where from.
Yeah, we got that far. The problem is we got this far with those rocks, and we need to go back from where we came from with these rocks.
Would you perhaps prefer me to research further into them?
I feel like we're paying you with these rocks, and once you find out your research, you're gonna be like, hey, see you later.
Invariably not, sir. Knowledge is meant to be dispersed amongst the public.
I disperse many things other than knowledge amongst the public, but yeah.
And be that into your own time as it may.
He will beat that into his own time.
So, do you wish for me to discover what these rocks are here for?
Come on, do it.
I roll in.
What assurance do we have that you won't?
Yeah, investigation to see if we'll be able to even.
As payment for letting me research these rocks, as I am positively titillated by the idea of
Titillated.
performing magical experiments on them to see where it is you came from, as I imagine these were, as you said, used to teleport you here. I would teach your young mage here a few things, a thing or two if you so wish, in return.
Seeing as how we're very naive in all of this world, like, we don't know what the fuck these rocks are worth, and you could definitely be scamming us.
Roll insight.
That's what I want to do. That's actually pretty solid insight. 17.
This dude's an open book. He's really just generally interested in researching and looking into the magic surrounding these stones because he perhaps hasn't seen them before or something to that effect.
Cool.
And you can tell that he's genuinely just interested in understanding them as opposed to using them more to any other nefarious purpose.
Okay. Well, with that...
Nice.
For an old man, he seems to have the fairly trustworthy, like, grandpa eyes.
That's fine. Well, I'll give him the rocks, but know this, old man. Buildings burn. All they need is a spark.
Will you chill out?
Indeed.
I'm sorry. He's like a chihuahua.
Remember, young man, those more powerful than you need not even a spark to ignite a flame.
I ain't ever scared.
And humans are more combustible than any building.
I'm 90-something or 70-something% water. I'm not that easily.
Doesn't mean you can't be burned.
What is this guy? Is he not
He
an
looks
old
at
guy?
he looks at the guy. He looks at the guy sitting behind the counter. And he just fucking ignites him.
Okay, so he's chaotic evil.
No,
We're
it's
killing him ASAP.
That was simply an aberration. It's fine.
And he says, "See," and then he disperses the illusion, and he goes, "I'm just kidding." But yes, I will look further
Just right back in the series, done. But yeah.
I will look further into these stones, and should I come upon anything,
I need
Please
to not
don't.
be coming upon anything. I just need you to read some stuff.
Wipe him down if that's okay.
Just read some stuff. And there's no.
should I elucidate myself onto any of the meanings and or purposes of these stones, I will alert you via magical means and let you know as to my discoveries and
Just hit me
as
with,
to when you
with
can
the SMS, bro.
and as to when you can retrieve these stones and perhaps even a method of returning
I
home.
got Messenger.
Bro, just ask for consent and wipe after you're done.
Get out.
Get out.
As I give him my runestone, I ask him.
Wait, do we have to give him all of them? Do
Yes,
you need?
I would
Yes.
require
Yes.
all of them to be able to determine
You'll
We
be
ain't never
alright.
gonna
how the
leave.
magic works.
We stuck in this universe forever with these old people that are rude and won't let me
Well,
steal stuff.
Alright.
I mean, it's not like it's any worse than the one we left.
Damn.
Bro, if we could
Right,
become
why do you want to go back so
blacksmiths,
badly?
The guns we could make.
But see, if we can go back, then we can come back here with the equipment that we had back then. Come in with gats.
All right.
Hi, I have a tank.
Yeah, like, yo,
Give
you ever
me your
heard of
city.
World War II? Well, get ready, fam, because genocide is on its way.
So
I don't know what would win, one tank or a dragon.
Instead of burning
Actually, yeah.
instead of burning down the inn, you just fill it with mustard gas.
Yeah.
The dragon would cook you alive from inside.
So I ask him as I hand him the runestone, Sir, I started breathing poison. What research do I do into that?
What?
Breathing it in?
You began breathing in poison?
Out.
Oh, that's a different matter entirely.
It's called a toothbrush.
Ah.
And personal space.
You wouldn't know what those are.
You're not wrong.
Mr. Ode Grundle.
De Grande.
Let me see for a minute. And he takes a small plant that's potted and placed on the desk, and he hands it to you, and he says, I want you to focus intently on this. I'm just operating on a hunch.
The person of
Attempt to extend your will into it.
Extend my will.
Roll a wisdom.
Hey!
Roll what?
Wisdom.
Not Constitution, because all you hear...
17.
So that was a good time to roll high. As you're standing there focusing into it, you watch as like the soil parts and a stalk shoots forth and a flower blooms, and he says, "You, my dear, are connected to the spirits of nature.
Aw, shit, fam!
You are a druid."
Excuse me, and I go to throw up in the corner.
We have Johns for that, and libraries and various other places that would be better suited for your
I open the door and throw up.
sickness. Much better, thank you.
Prestidigitation. Learn it. I saw it in one of those books.
As you slipped it into your back.
We're not talking about that part.
As you do, he musses your hair without even touching it.
That's fine. I muss my hair too.
Oh no!
Without touching.
So when I give him mine, I'm like, so I hear voices and my hands explode.
I got chronic explosives.
Is there a source for this magic that you have? You don't have any arcane tomes, artifacts.
I was given a book.
May I?
Hmm?
And he looks at the book. He looks at the book, opens it, and you just see him go. His eyes go wide and his
I
face
suggest you close it now.
horror, and he immediately slams it shut.
I've never
and
seen
says,
a woman in that position before.
Yeah, you were actually given the Kama Sutra. He opens it, his eyes go wide, and you see his face kind of drop a little, and then he immediately closes it and he goes,
Starts blushing furiously.
Have you made any deals with anyone recently?
Did you
I
read
suppose,
the Yula?
yeah.
Who?
Your
I don't
mom.
know.
How did you make this deal with someone you did not know?
I started hearing voices.
I clicked my mouse.
Oh.
I clicked
My dear,
accept.
it would seem that you've
On the
made a
POS.
pact with the Elder Gods for power, I'm assuming.
Neat.
That would make you a warlock, or whatever the female version of warlock is.
Warlock
Warlock.
S.
I mean, as long as I can keep exploding my hands and not have them fall off, I'm happy.
But that may come back to bite you eventually, but I suppose for the time being that does work.
There's no real downside.
I swing my battle axe at the... This is me just trying to prove to see if I'm magical. I swing my battle axe at the table holding the desk with the strength of 8.
You watch as he flicks his hand and your axe flies from your hands. And he goes, Sir, please, no roughhousing in here. We'd appreciate it if you left all of our furniture intact. Even the simplest among us still realize we should be house-trained.
So I'm not
called
magical.
out.
Right? I'm not magical. But I found out I'm special.
You mean you're normie?
Ooh, ow.
Yeah, I got magical powers and you don't.
Damn.
Is
I
there
asked him if there's
anything
any
else?
hentai in this library. I'm getting bored.
I'm not familiar with that word.
I
Is
pull
there
up my
anything-
phone and I Google hentai and I enlighten this man.
It's a woman and an octopus together.
Simultaneous.
His brow furrows and he says, "No, really, this time, get out.
You ever heard of Cthulhu? Now remember with that position you saw in that book?
Get out."
All of those in together.
So much
Get out! And he slams his staff on the ground and you all fly out of the doors.
Well, unfortunately, we never gave him the rocks because I handed him, I guess, the 2 that I had. But
I gave him my rock.
I have mine.
They're crack rocks. They've been smoked.
He's got all.
I guess
He
I
can't
did
debate
give
him.
mine to him.
I pull it out
as
my
well.
prison wallet. Tell him he might want to clean those off a bit before he comes upon them.
So, as you all sit on the floor of the circle, you hear sounds from the taverns in the distance. You've made it to Brimbor. You've managed to find perhaps another source of knowledge on the
Fine aroma
magic
of
that's
grundle.
brought you here. And with that, we will call this episode to a close.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll be seeing you next week.
Hooray.
Bye.
Time for a beat. 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 Time for a beat.